Time now for your forewarned weather.
Okay, we've talked about the wet weather that's been on the way, and it's here, isn't it?
That's right. Forecaster Seth Sanders in for Alana tonight. Seth, where do we stand, huh?
Well, it depends where you are. If you're in the south, it's looking really nice. Bright blue skies. Great day to go golfing. But if you're in the north, not such a great day to go golfing, especially since there's a whole lot of lightning out there and wet weather. Take a look at Ensign Peak. Wow, a lot of rain. Several waves of wet weather have been rolling through, just getting absolutely drenched in the Salt Lake Valley and along the Wasatch Front. We're looking at a storm right now here outside the ABC4 studio. This was just sent in from Nancy. Look at those winds blowing the trees. You might even be able to hear it howling. Really gusty winds. Radar shows that we do have activity still. As we zoom down here to the southern portion of the state, there are still some echoes of moisture, but it's starting to taper off a little bit. Just a couple of showers near Richfield, Salina, and Emory. Bring it up to the northeast. We do have a little bit more activity, more lightning towards Duchesne and some of the higher elevations west of that, and just some light showers to the east of it. But along the Wasatch Front, that's where most of the activity is, and most of that lightning. There's that storm that you saw on the Ensign Peak camera. Kind of cool to see that on the radar. And right down here in the West Desert, there's more moisture. That moisture is tracking northeast. So I anticipate this is going to hit the Wasatch Front at some point tonight. We're going to talk more about when that wet weather is going to roll through here in just a little bit. Fire alerts are also in effect. I'm going to step out of the way here so that you can see northeast part of the state, or the northwest part of the state, my apologies, looking at some gusty winds, dry lightning, all going to be impacting the weather or the fire conditions. That's going to expire tonight at midnight. Temperatures are in the 80s for most, with a few 90s in the mix, and even a couple 70s towards Wyoming. 97 in Lake Powell, 100 for St. George. Salt Lake City, we've been sitting at 89 for the past couple of hours, but that's going to continue to drop overnight. Take a look. We do drop 80s, turn to 70s by 9 o'clock, by ABC4 News at 10, 73. But those thunderstorms do hold on for a while. But it's not going to hold on by the time we get to tomorrow. Tomorrow, a lot of that moisture will have slid east and is going to stick to the northeast corner of the state. But other places like Moab and Price could see a shower or two. It's mostly just going to be in the afternoon near the Utah-Colorado border. So we mentioned that wet weather in the West Desert is starting to track towards the Wasatch Front. By 7 o'clock, we do have another cell that's going to impact between Salt Lake and Provo. And then here comes that wet weather. Around ABC4 News at 10 or 11 o'clock, we're going to be seeing that storm impact the Wasatch Front. And then it starts to clear out overnight. But as we get into tomorrow, there's that wet weather in the northeast corner of the state. Doesn't impact too many, and it clears out pretty quickly. The whole West U.S. starts to dry out thanks to high pressure that's going to be settling in, making itself right at home and acting as a storm block, keeping us dry, but also turning up the heat. Take a look at this. We're going to be below average tomorrow, right around average for Thursday, but then we continue to climb about 5 to 10 degrees above average by Saturday. Now, St. George isn't going to dip below average for a while. They're going to be hanging out in the triple digits for a while, but we do have moisture that's going to start to track in towards the weekend. That'll help moderate those temperatures, bring it back down to seasonal norms. Regional forecast for tomorrow shows it'll be a little bit cooler than what we saw today up here in the north, about the same as we saw today in the south. Let's zoom in here so we can talk about this in more detail. Wasatch Front looking at low to mid 80s, while the Wasatch Back has mid 70s to low 80s, bringing it down to central Utah. Mostly sunny skies, 80s along the I-15. In southern Utah, we're looking at a mix of 80s, 90s, and 100s. 102 for St. George. Triple digits, hold on for the next few days in St. George. We do dip to the 90s on Sunday and Monday when we see those isolated thunderstorms. The Wasatch Front looking at 80s, but 80s will eventually turn to 90s, and we also have that risk of thunderstorms over the weekend and into next week.
Okay, they always persist, those summer storms.
They always come back.
They always come back.